This really is all I dare take off this steel now, because I'm kind of stuffed whichever way I go. If I cut in deeper to get a really nice pattern, I won't have enough steel. If them marks aren't deep enough, if I haven't removed enough steel, there won't be a very good pattern. So let's see what happens. The handle's coming off. I've pulled it out so much, but I need the handle to be about yay long. I don't think I'm going to do it, guys, but I have got an order for a Damascus knife with a tang, hidden tang. So, I mean, this steel isn't wasted. There's more than enough for the tang, hidden tang. But I don't think I'm going to get a full handle out of it. It just puts me a day behind, that's all. It's not a problem. Damn. I have it, guys. I managed to do it by tapering down the tank, and I am going to give it 3 normalising cycles now, just take any stresses out the blade. So after a grind and a very quick sand and a very light etch, that's what I have ended up with. I did manage to get my blade profile exactly as I wanted. I achieved that really by tapering the tang back and just stretching out that metal. It is a very random pattern which the guy wanted. Both sides look really cool and very random. So I have achieved that aspect of it, and really now it's a matter of just putting the final grind on. But before that, I'm going to normalise this blade for 2 or 3 more cycles, just to relieve any stress out of it, and then I can go into heat treating. So there I am. I'm ready for heat treating. It's going to take me 2 or 3 days now to get this knife finished off. Heat treating, I've got to do a real good sand on it down to probably about 1000 grit before it's etched. I've got to fix the handles onto it. I've got to shape them, make the sheath. Bits and pieces of that are already done. It's having an oak burl handle. Beautiful oak burl, English oak. So I'll come back anyway, guys, and I'll just show you the knife when I've finished. There's not much point showing you everything else. It's like every other knife that's made. I've got another video in the can which I am going to do as a complete video, and possibly, and that's on this beautiful thing, Big Bowie, again one of my customers. Yeah, another Bowie for one of my customers. It is 75 CR1, heat treated and tempered, I think, at this point. Yeah, it's almost finished, so I'm now on with making the guard, the handle. It's having an antler handle, brass pommel, brass front on it. So that video will be coming up very shortly. I have I had an idea a while ago, because I'm a fan of Forged in Fire. I love that program, because there's very little on TV really about knife making, and so it just fills a nice hole. Forged in Fire, I know it's got its critics, but I enjoy it. I enjoy watching, and I enjoy the challenge that them guys have got. And you think 6 hours to build a knife from scrap. So I'm going to have a go myself. I'm going to do a 6-hour challenge, and I'm going to throw it out to 2 other blacksmiths or forgers or knife makers on YouTube, and I'm going to put the details in a video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of scrap, either spring steel, it could be cable, it could be leaf spring, it could be anything, as long as it's a carbon steel, and I'm going to try and forge a knife out of it, fit the handles, and I'm going to do some testing on the blade. I'm going to chop through a piece of oak, probably 10 or 20 chops through a piece of oak. I'm going to chop through a 4-inch, 5-inch block of ice, I am going to do a rope slash, and I am going to then finally finish off with a paper cut or something like that. We're just going to see how the knife holds up, and even if I can do the challenge, and when I've done the video, I will throw it out to my I'll tell you now, it's Booyah Forge, and it's Tim at Big Dog Forge, and they both said yeah they'd like to do it, so we're going to give it a go. There'll be a clock visible on the video all the time. I obviously I'm not going to film a six hours of work, but I'm going to just go through I'm just going to film key stages of it. So I don't know, I'll probably make it into 2 videos. I mean, they'll maybe be 15-20 minutes a piece, so it'll be 40 minutes in total. So if with the blade, the parameters I've kind of set, I think were a blade between 7 and 9 or 10 inches long, the actual blade length, so probably 12 to 15 inches overall the length of the blade. Made out of scrap, 6-hour time period. There's an hour in the middle, there's an hour given over for tempering, so that nothing's going to happen in that, because any knife has got to be tempered. It needs at least 1 temper. It should have 2 or 3, but it's just going to get 1. So it needs to be set up, the steel, so it can survive on 1 temper, which is another challenge. So if any of you guys have got any suggestions as to what type of steel, what type of scrap steel, I already have a leaf spring, I already have cast springs, coil springs. I have, what else do I have? I have files, various files, but it's only a trip to the scrapyard to find something else, you know, a carbon steel. So if any of you guys have got any suggestions of what you'd like to try and see me forge out in that 6-hour period, drop a comment below, and if I get a lot of comments then I'll kind of do a random pull out the hat suggestion, and then I'll go with that steel if I can source it. If I can't source it, then we'll do another draw, but that's it. So yeah, I managed it. Distal taper, it's 4mm in the centre, it's 3.8, 3.9mm, so it's almost 4mm in the centre. Distal taper, tapered tang. I think it's going to have red liners on it, it's going to have that oak burl, brass pins, nice leather sheath, lanyard, fire steel, and that pattern is going to come out really nice. I know it is. The picture you saw of the pattern, it never really shows the pattern well until the steel has been hardened and tempered, and it comes to life then, it really does. So I will show you in the next video. I will show you when it's done, guys. It will probably be almost done the end of this week, along with my beautiful Bowie, and a few other projects I'm doing. I've also building a rocket stove for a guy, so I'm filming that at the moment. As soon as this knife is finished and the Bowie is kind of on with, then I will start on this rocket stove. It's a bit of a twist on one of the first rocket stoves I built. More of the story on that when I come to it. Anyway, busy. Catch you soon, guys. Thanks for watching.